Hello. Hello. Oh, can you hear me? Oh, am I too loud or too soft? Cannot hear. Let me increase a bit. Okay, okay, fuck it. Is this like too loud? Yes, yes, Icelander poster. Hello. Hi, Jose. Okay, very cool. I see the webcam is working, so. Alright, so. This is my YouTube channel. It's scuffed as shit. I don't know what to put. Okay, but if the volume and everything is fine, then I guess. Hey, no Talisha stream, not today. I don't think Rosetta is like completely coded in. I think the split cards are having some issues and stuff. Oh, they are actually live. So maybe next stream, maybe next stream. Okay, so yeah, there will be Talisha streams in the future, just not now, not today. Don't intend to play any games today. Just testing out, see like how the stream works and stuff. Yeah. So okay. So without further ado, let's get some content. I'll be going to Calling Leon, so it's the first actual calling CC for Rosetta. So yeah, gotta prep. We're gonna prep for it soonish. Now that I think most of the cards are in Talisha, I think yeah, I'll stream some games, I guess. And then after Leon should be Wolves. Uh, yeah, but so alright. So here's the content everyone's waiting for, which is the good old tier list. So yeah, so this every CC hero, right? Uh, whoa, what's going on? Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. Okay, it's so buggy. Alright, so this is every freaking CC hero that you can play at Leon. So, yeah. Any heroes I'm particularly interested in? Yes, we'll get to it in the tier list. So, so obviously we'll start with voting. Voting. Yeah, okay, it's lagging. Okay, voting. Holy crap! Why is it lagging so badly? Okay. Okay, fuck it. That's it. Huh. Why is it lagging? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can fix the lag. Holy crap, why did I chew it? Okay, screw it, I can't really fix the lag, so this is what I have to do. Okay, so starting with Boltin. Okay, obviously B for Boltin. Boltin in B tier. I think Boltin is like flavor now, very flavor. I mean, I'm not sure whether I'll ever put it in A tier, but always flavor because of Lumina. And you know, the whole Lumina combo is basically the whole hero's identity at the current moment. So I don't know. When I play Boltin, I mean the Boltin armory deck is pretty good. If you're ever interested in like playing an armory deck with armory deck, and you know, you really need to win, I will put money on Boltin. That deck is really really good. But the strength of Boltin is currently the Centauri Sabers at the moment, and of course Copper Illumina creates this the current ODK, I guess. Not to say that Radiant sucks. I think Radiant is insane. As I mentioned just now, is like anyone who has played the Boltin armory deck out of the box will realize how cracked like Radiant is in general. But I mean the class in the whole Boltin deck is carried by Lumina Ascension, so anytime you play it, I think it's insane. Boltin's new equipments are super cracked. Yeah, I mean that's the whole reason why you buy the armory deck, right? Yeah, I mean Fei was playing at the armory yesterday. It was entertaining. I mean, kind of proves the point that the Boltin is just Lumina Ascension. He saw it in the last like 20 cards, so I guess he died. Okay, so next Prism. I think it's also B. I think. Hello. Okay. Yeah, I think Prism's pretty decent. Prism will, I don't think Prism will ever fall off. In like unless everyone starts playing Victor, Bravo, some Guardian, maybe Betsy. I mean Betsy got a new card, right? We'll touch on that later, I guess. Yeah, Betsy has a new card. I think losing the tome is quite a big deal. Yeah, but I mean, I think people still lose to Azalea, still lose to like random I don't know, decks that cannot pop. But Prism's main weakness has always been racing because your damage is kind of capped now. Now that you have actually lost your, now that you actually lost the book, I think your damage is straight up capped to what? I don't know, 18, and that's being very optimistic, I think. Yeah, I mean 18 damage is nothing to scoff at, right? 18 is what, 5 cards, 18 is about 4 value a card almost. 3 point something, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so I think Prism will still be playable. Well, we'll shift this around, when we add more heroes. I think D is like absolutely you should not play that hero at the moment levels. Depth to the book. Yeah, depth to the book. Okay, so I think all the book bans did affect the meta. I was saying yesterday at the Armory, I think the meta has slowed down a lot. You should be aiming to play slightly more value oriented game plans, I think. Since your games generally should go longer, so much of momentum, anything that gives you slow incremental advantage generally should be pretty good, I think. But I'm just not okay, so I'm a very bad person at visualizing stuff when it comes to converting words to actual gameplay. So yeah, I guess I do really need to play to know. Alright, so anyway, moving on. Florian. So Florian is a solid crack tier at the current moment before I test. This is okay, so all these opinions are my opinions before I actually test Rosetta. The set is not really out. There was a world premiere. You should check it out. I think it's quite an interesting first look into Florian, a bunch of other heroes, but yeah. I mean, it's a Runeblade set, right, guys? It's a Runeblade set, right? Where are the wizards? I don't see any wizards. So anyway, Runeblade's got a huge buff, I think. Florian's hero ability is basically moderate tied on the hero ability, so you get it every time. You create rune chance, any auras in general. Embodiments. Yeah. So free moderate tide was there to scoff at, and Florian's armor is pretty damn good. The new Earth chest is kinda crazy. Why not set your camera that direction? Well, I could. Yeah, maybe I should try shifting it. Okay, so anyway, next up, I think we move on. So Florian, I think Florian has weaknesses, but as for hero strengths, I think in a slower meta where you're looking for incremental advantage, Florian has very flexible game plans, blocks very well. I mean, mixed damage is always crazy, I guess. I mean, we've seen Viserai do this countless times, right? So, I guess we're back to Rune and Blood. Maybe. Okay, so that's where I put Florian at the moment. It is one of the decks I'm considering for Leon, so yeah. Alright, next we go to Lavaya. Where should I place Lavaya? Okay, so there are two camps for Lavaya. Two camps, okay. Alright, so there are two ways to think whether Lavaya will be like A tier, or right here in A. I think Lavaya is pretty good, or C to D tier. So why would I put Lavaya in three different tiers? Well, two different tiers. C or D. I would probably put C. I don't think Lavaya will be unplayable, but so why? Okay, so Lavaya is A tier as long as Mandible Claws exists. So the upcoming pro quest, according to our local BH winner, recent BH winner, our Dash main, Brian, he's worried about whether Dash will LL. So he went to see how many pro quests there will be before Worlds, and there are 400 CC ProQuest, I think, according to his data, you know. So there is a small chance, given the amount of CC ProQuest there are, that KO itself will also LL, which means he will bring the claws along with him. So Leviathan without claws is a very interesting prospect. Not to say that Leviathan has no power, but a lot of brute strength currently is based on Blood Rush Fellow claws, right? So, I mean, if Leviathan has no claws, I think she actually drops a few tiers because of how her consistency gets shot. Blood Rush Fellow not just contributes to one card in graveyard, it actually contributes 2 on the turn you play it. So, it will affect a lot of Leviathan's gameplay. But hey, I'm not a Leviathan expert. I watch a lot of Leviathan games because I was testing a lot for Amsterdam, so I roughly know how it works. So Sam actually brought Leviathan to Amsterdam and he didn't even play Out of War. So that's very interesting. So in a sense, he didn't even get hit by the ban list. Yeah, but I think Leviathan without claws and Leviathan with claws are two different decks entirely. So we'll see. But for now, I mean, let's assume that claws are legal. I mean, I'm going to Leon, so claws will definitely be legal. So I'll definitely put Leviathan in at least an A tier. Why she's not S tier? Yeah, it's Leviathan. I don't think. I mean, I've seen games where Leviathan has almost like guaranteed a win and like died. So Leviathan, guys. All right, next is Victor. Victor is a solid, I think, high A to S tier. So Victor's few weaknesses. I mean, Victor is really good in Rune Blades. Guardians have historically had a very, very good Rune Blade matchup. I think at Liu, Ohims had issues into Viceroy because they were basically tech to beat Ohims. The Ohims weren't built very offensive to combat Briar. It was kind of like a meta thing, but historically, I think most Guardians have been able to outlast Rune Blades. And you know, while the Rune Blades haven't actually had any like card hit, like they still can play Tomb of Dark. Like I mean, Viceroy can still play Modern Tide and stuff, but yeah, I still think Victor has a lot of strength because previously I think Bravo had issues blocking Viz sometimes. So I think because of Victor's Clash, you technically get a refund of a blocking card. So if you're actually trying to full block the Rune Blade, it should be a lot easier now. Not to mention there are a lot of I think Guardians don't mind playing like Warmongers. Previously there wasn't Warmongers, right? Now there's Warmongers. So I think Victor will be pretty good in Rune Blades. In the Brutes, I think Leviathan is a lot easier for Victor than KO, which we'll touch on later. And Victor in general just has pretty good matchup spreads overall. I think none of the wizards are actually like good enough to put a lot of pressure on Victor now. So I think Victor's pretty strong. I'll put him up there, but he does have a crippling weakness to Enigma and Nu, which were kind of popular, which is why he hasn't had a lot of success, I think. Alright, then moving on to Dory. Where would I put Dory? Let's see. X's Dory is now pretty good. Let's put her in A for now. So remember, I mean, if you watch Better Harden's Singapore, I think what's his name? Crap, I have a bad memory. I'm sorry, but Ivan basically did like 52 damage in a turn, but that was when like you're still allowed to play books and bonds, Out of War. Hey, 3 van cards, pretty good. But I think Dory kind of showed up at the event in the sense that I think Gabriel, yes, I think Gabriel managed to beat KO, beat Zen. I'm not sure what other decks he beat. Yeah, I think it's Gabriel. So I don't know what other decks he beat along the way, but he did make top 8. He beat Gordon on KO twice. once in the Swiss, once in the top 8. So I think that was on Dawnblade Dory. So Dawnblade Dory in a slower format can be, I think, quite scary. Especially for decks that can't really block very well. And I mean, perhaps she loses to Prism, I don't know, but I think across the matchup, like Runeblades generally struggle a little bit to block her. But if they kind of get the aggro going, I mean, Dawnblade can struggle, I guess. But I mean, Dory has always been we always call it a we always call it a skill check there. So if you don't really know how to block Dory, I think you just get absolutely run over because of how it snowballs. But if the format gets too defensive, I guess Dory is not very good because there will be a lot of defense reactions. Dory was historically bad against Arcane. I mean, against Kano, I guess. Icelander. Yeah, but against ninjas, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Dory main, but that's just my observation. I think also maybe people were just bad at blocking previously. So my experience on Dory is like ancient, so I don't know. But I think it's quite strong, and then there's only Dawnblade. Like there's Hatchets, which I think Josh Lau, Maximilian Klein, I think made the finals of the Pro Tour of that one. Josh Lau made top 8. I think Hatchets has a very, I mean, now that everyone is trying to get maximum value of the cards without Art of War, without tomes, like Dory's 2 cards is about 9 value potentially or more, because you can, if you have like an agility, you get more gold. You can actually like attack with the hatchets like 3 times, and then like couple with Dynamo. I think that's pretty good against like all the mid-rangey decks. You kind of force them to try to trade into this endless cycle of 2-card block into 2-card attack, 2-card block into 2-card attack, and that's very efficient. It's not entirely a very fatiguey game play style, yeah. And it can be quite fast. I mean, the whole Dory X's deck was like built to beat KO at the event, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the whole reason why they beat the deck. Not that KO couldn't beat it. I mean, Flourish Value is a hell of a card. But I think overall Dory has pretty good legs going into the next meta. But yeah, we'll see. But we'll leave her in A tier for now. I think it's pretty good. B for Boltin, more like S for Scam. Hey, 14's not that good, guys. Lumina Ascension is really good. 14 itself, it's okay. It's not A tier, guys. Not yet. Eventually. Alright, next is Rhina. So Rhina, also pretty strong. I'm not sure where I'll put Rhina actually. A, B, C, not C, B. Okay, you know what? We'll just chuck him in A, just because he has Barrage Bellow. And that new card, what's that new card even called? Let's see. The new card is called yes, Splatter Skull. So Splatter Skull's a pretty good card for Rhina. Basically, if you can redeem 3 cards, you're effectively forcing out armor minimally. And on the Blood Rush Battle turn, if you do Blood Rush Claw, Splatter Skull, you probably would take that card. I mean, who's not blocking? Like, you never know when the Rhina is ever intimidating you, right? So after the first Blood Rush, the first Claw you can choose not to block. The second Claw, you're probably blocking it. And if you choose not to block that Claw, like what if he comes in with, I don't know, Barraging Beatdown into Tech Hunt? Are you willing to take that risk? or yeah, something like that. I do think I do think like Splatter Skull as a like you can't really play around Splatter Skull. I think that's the main issue against Reina. Unless he has no action points, then yeah. Then of course you can play around the Splatter Skull because it's face up. It's like sandpacking or CNC. Because sometimes I mean traditionally Rhinas have been what? Claw CNC out on the Blood Rush Peloton. I think that's like really really long time ago. You don't get maximum value from the Blood Rush, but because of Intim you are kinda scared. So you always block whatever you can block. And then it's like, okay, I have no cards for you to Intim, just hit me with whatever, and then it do be like that. Or you can take some risk, you're like, okay, I think a CNC is coming, so I choose not to block the claw, and then I can block the CNC, and then he's like pack hunt, and then well, now you can't block. So I think the strength of Reina has always been the fact that you just have to either take risks and get punished by Intimidate, or just block and get punished by whatever follows up, I guess. Yeah. But Reina is like this mid-range deck that has some combo-ish turn with Blood Rush Valor, right? So I think it's Reina will be a strong deck when people are incentivized to block. Or rather when people want to block actually, because they cannot utilize 4 cards, which is possibly some of the new Earth heroes. I mean they're kind of not really built for go against. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And Rider blocks very well. So having that kind of flexible game plan with the like ability to inevitably close with Intimidate, Blood Rush Bellow, Claws, maybe even Remembrance of Blood Rush Bellow. Something like what Fen Fei did 2 years ago at Singapore Nationals, where he built this Remembrance Lavaya deck that looped Blood Rush Fellows. Yeah, that it kind of worked. Right? I think it caught a few people off guard. They thought like some Ohims thought they could go like 3rd cycle, 4th cycle against him because he's Lavaya, and then he just there's 3 more Blood Rush Fellow in my deck. And then he goes another round and he's like, oh, actually there's 3 more after that. It's like, oh, yeah. I think that could be what Reina could do now. Yeah. Alright, so moving on. Olympia. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest. I have no idea how Olympia works now. I'll just put him in C. I don't think he's completely unplayable. The new spec is pretty good. But yeah, I don't think I comment much on Olympia because I don't really. I'll be honest, I don't know how this hero works at all. Other than, I mean, he could do like what Dory is doing, but in some very convoluted way. So, if anyone can think of anything, or rather, if anyone knows more than I do, just let me know. But Olympia has not been something I've been playing or have played, so I wouldn't know. So I'll just put him in C because I still think he's definitely more playable than whatever is in D, which is unplayable. If can I even okay? Oh, I can rename it. I can rename unplayable tier. Alright, so D is now unplayable tier. So I think Olympia is not unplayable. It's probably not that good, I think. But yeah. Okay, 580 progress worldwide, 415 RCC. Yeah, 415 RCC meaning there's like 2k points going around. So there is a very good chance that this hero that I'm going to talk about, that I'm going to put like here, straight up S tier. Okay, so if you're not playing KO or Blood Rush Bellow, it's still legal. You must have either a very good reason or you're playing a Runeblade. I think that's pretty much it, because KO didn't lose anything. In fact, he's going to gain stuff. So allow me to show you this card. So where the heck is it? Okay, so allow me to show you this card. Alright, so this card might look like a meme. It's not a meme. It can totally go into KO. So don't underestimate this card. This card is insane. I don't know why it's like this. But 10 block, 10 attack, and 3 cost. I mean, the drawback is whatever, right? You're hitting the guy for 10. So, yeah. Because of this card, I think like KO can be quite insane. It's one of my considerations to put in the KO deck. So, I don't know. We'll see. As for, I mean, KO still does KO things. Cast burns is still cast burns in KO. I don't think you can get anything worse than, like, if you can cast burns any time after you hit the guy, I mean, it's crazy. But something of note is I think KO actually loses out quite a bit if you decide to go full on Sash. So, I mean, for consideration, I would definitely put in a Tunic again. I missed the Tunic. I played Sash KO. I really miss a Tunic. I think Tunic is really, really, really good in KO. So if you're not playing Tunic, I think you should consider playing Tunic in KO. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna put him like here over Florin. Okay, Florin, let's move you to the back. Okay, yeah. The KO definitely S tier. It's not to say that KO is unbeatable. I think if you're like playing Visa, right, you definitely can beat KO. Or if you're playing Enigma, some Enigma decks can beat KO. But you definitely should not try to beat KO on Nu. I think even Zen can beat KO. It's just harder now. Dash is pretty good in KO. Kasai. Dory is also, I mean, the deck was kind of built to beat KO. Yeah. Holy shit, you can block for 20 and -4 intellect. That's right, Jose. You can block for 20 and feel stupid for a turn. So stupid you don't even draw cards. I mean, we know people who have not drawn cards, right? So, alright, moving on. Deshayo. So, I will put Deshayo here. Alright, then, so for Leon, I will put Deshayo like here. Personally, I feel Deshayo has had its time in the Zen meta. I think Deshayo had the tools to kind of raise Zen because of how annoying some of the bright lights attacks are. So outpace. I mean, let's not even talk bright lights. There's like T-Bone. If you go something like T-Bone Magnetic, you basically beat the Zen early. As long as he doesn't like Skyro on an Art of War. But currently Dash, I don't think Dash is in a good spot. Dash IO, I mean, it's kind of like the Prism problem, right? So let me move Prism up actually. Alright. Okay, so it's kind of like the... Yeah, so wait, Jose, I'm getting to it. So, Dash IO for the release of Rosetta would be here, because all of these decks, I mean, even KO and Leviathan block quite decently. They have a lot of armor. Dory definitely has a lot of armor. So unless, I mean, you could outpace Dory so she cannot block, but the deck inherently plays a lot of defense reactions. And outside of defense reactions, she's kind of pushing, I mean, extreme, more value than you are. And at any point you draw like 3 items, you're pretty screwed. So that's the Dash IO problem. Before the Armory deck. After the Armory deck, I would bump it up a little bit. At first glance, I really like the new items and the new equipment. Not the chest. I think the chest is not very good in Dash IO. The legs has lost its purpose, unfortunately, because tomes are now banned. Yeah, so why she's in B tier instead of A, which is because losing the tomes actually causes you to, I mean, it kind of makes you lose a lot of value. Considering you can gain life off the tome as well, and the additional cards means more attacks means more damage. So you combo everything together, like without tome, you just have max value. It's not that max value is bad, it's just it doesn't really have a lot of synergies. And then when you high octane, not having a tome means, I mean, after you boost, you basically have to already have the counters. You cannot really try and dig deeper into your deck for items. So it's not that Dash IO has lacked damage. Dash IO has never lacked damage. I think cards like Boom Grenade, I mean, Boom Grenade is effectively a 1 for 6 off the top. So it's a free card that gives an action point that lets you attack more. I mean, what's there to complain about? But the problem is, a pure boost strategy has always been very fatigable, and if the format has slowed down, there is a very good chance you end up fatiguing in general, because people just want to block. So you definitely have to hit a lot of Boom Grenades off the top, especially if your opponent has it's like leaking 1 damage, just so you can get, I mean, you can push more damage, right? Yeah. Yes, Boom Grenades. But I do think the new Cerebellum is pretty good. I mean, drawing card, cranking from hand, that, I mean, it will stay for minimum of 2 turns. I think that kind of power is quite rare. And if you do crank it off the top, it's not just, I mean, it's not just 2 turns, you actually get more damage, and you can use the action point to draw a card. So there's a lot of upside to Cerebellum. It's just, I don't know if it's enough to make the deck like IE, IE just so consistent. Alright, moving on. Vincent. So Fenfei and a bunch of other people, Kayang included, have been convincing me that Vincent is very good now. I'm not sure how good it is, so let's put her in B, maybe A. Let's put her in B first, because historically I've never done well on this hero. I just don't really understand how it works. I mean, Fenfei does well with it in Blitz. He's kind of like a Vincent player anyway. I mean, he's kind of a Runeblade player anyway, right? I mean, he plays Azalea NA to AA, so it's kind of his deck. But for me, I just don't think Vincent is great. The 2 card value is nothing to scoff at though. I mean, Fenfei has brought it out to me yesterday. The fact that you can banish a Blood Depth card, play the new second aura, make 3 rune chance, and play your Blood Depth card, that's 2 for 9. I mean, that kind of value is hard to find, but I always find Vincent's ability kind of a huge detriment. So I don't ever think I will put her in A, but I have not tested after Rosetta, so I wouldn't know. So from past experience, I would just put her in B. Okay, so this will be the for Rosetta. So this is my predictions effectively. So I would still put her in B. I don't foresee myself putting it in A. It's not a deck that I will consider playing for calling, but in terms of deck strength, it definitely improved. I mean, having a Runeblade set and not improving is, I don't think that works that way. So alright, so moving on, next we have Betsy. Yes, I would put Betsy here, but I think Betsy is now at least C. You could play Betsy. Actually, I'll put in C, above Olympia. So I mean, B for Betsy. No man. Alright, so Betsy, I would say she's definitely more playable now. She got a new card. Let me try and dig it out. Alright, she got this. What is it? Expansion slot. Yes, guys, she got this. Isn't this good? Look at this. What is this card? This card is crazy. You can wager, winner draws a card and the loser discards. Yes, Betsy is good. Alright, so I mean, end of the day, Betsy is a guardian, but I do think Betsy still has her fair share of weaknesses, needing to wager and stuff, and Overpower is not as strong as Dominate at the current moment. I think Dominate is a far superior keyword, but Betsy's new spec kind of makes her pretty good. I do think that that makes Betsy very playable. So I mean, definitely not unplayable anymore. But yeah, you can consider Betsy. Alright, next Bravo. Where do I put Bravo? Let's see. What doesn't Bravo beat? Okay, I think it's time to put Bravo at the top of B. Okay, why is Bravo in B? So I think Bravo beats most of these decks, including Boltin and Vincent. I do think he beats Vincent. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm okay to be wrong. But Bravo, I don't think Bravo is an absolute horrendous KO matchup. I've actually played on the Bravo side. It's not playable at all. Even after you pulverize the guy for 20, you're not winning, which is quite sad. I do think you have a pretty good Victor matchup. I think historically, Bravo has beaten Victor. But Victor's generates just so much value that I don't know. I do think Victor can always tech for slightly, like, to make the matchup slightly better, and maybe play sync belows and stuff. I don't know whether you actually make it better, but I do think Victor is a lot stronger than Bravo just because his ability is cracked, his spec is cracked. Golden Sun is a hell of a card to clash. Trounce is really good, and like drawing cards off goal is insane. So I do think that Victor is just a better deck at the moment, but not to say Bravo is lousy now. Now that your ninjas have no crazy blowout turn, I do think generating a lot of value from Dominate is a lot better because of how slow it can get. So maybe we'll see a resurgence in Bravo. Maybe it's a Wolves thing. Every time Wolves starts coming up, Bravo just gets better. But we'll see, because currently he's get kept by a bunch of brutes. I think Bravo has had problems in Rhina because I think Dominate is just not very good when your opponent is kind of wanting to block, and then he can intimidate your blocking cards. That's not really very fair. So yeah, Bravo in 2024, B for Bravo. Yes, I think B for Bravo. Okay, next, Tackle Boston. Unfortunately, no matter how the format slows down, you are a one-card deck, and that's not very good. I did try Tackle Boston. I do think he's at least somewhat playable. I used to think he's here. But, I mean, let's be real. How many of these decks can you even beat other than maybe Victor and Bravo? Yeah, I mean, if the only decks you're beating is Guardian, I'll just put you down playable. It's just how it works. Okay, moving on. Max. Where do I put Max? Alright. Okay. Let's put Max here. Yes. I think that's okay. Let me think. Okay, you know what? I think most people should be here. So he's definitely here. Alright, so Max has so far been a Mechanoid deck. He's still a Mechanoid deck. I don't think anything has changed. Prospects don't look good for Max in the sense that he might have to end up playing Banksy because Dash might hit Living Legends soon. But end of the day, you could still play Banksy, and Banksy isn't terrible, right? It just you have to boost, so it could make some very awkward turns when you don't want to have to boost your boost so that you lose hyperdriver counter. But now with Supercell, the deck kind of gets like has very high powered turns, I think. Once you get one hyperdriver, you can supercell a second hyperdriver, and then now that they have so many counters, you could get a third hyperdriver with another supercell or just boosting. So I think Max definitely has a place, and not a lot of decks can do the combo, the High Octane Mechanoid combo. So yeah, I think it's okay to play Max in the current meta. everything is slowing down, so setup decks also get slightly better, I guess. And mech cards have always been quite strong, high damage. So yeah, that's why I'll put him. Alright, Azalea. Someone's pet deck. So Azalea, I'll put her here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I think this is fine. Okay, so Azalea. So, okay, I'm just gonna leave it that Dominate is good on Azalea. Azalea has had a lot of toys. Azalea has no books that are banned. So if you can find a way to abuse the books, all the power to you. Codex of Fealty is still legal. So, that book wasn't banned. And Raid the Ledger, always a good card. Can't go wrong with that. I'll just say that Skullbone might not be an only hit, but Azalea is always strong regardless of what you play. I mean, Balance of Justice is always pretty good, especially if you're playing against KO. I still maintain that KO has a pretty good matchup in Azalea. You just have to hope that he doesn't get too lucky, you know. Okay, Aurora. Aurora B. Let's put her here. What's the... I don't... Okay, personally, I do feel that Aurora is not very strong. If Tomes was legal, I think... So if Tomes were legal, I do think that Aurora has legs. Tome of Indel, I mean. But at the current moment, a lightning hero without access to things that can extend the chain, lightning just doesn't block very well, especially I'm not sure where your turns will go, and then balancing resources is going to be a nightmare, especially when you have to be able to pay for some more expensive cards. And I don't think any of the new Aurora cards make the decks very special. I mean, you have a pretty generic 0-4 deck at the moment. But I'm not too sure if it's worth like sacrificing. It's not that you don't have any power. I do think Aurora has power in the sense you have a lot of 0-4s. I mean, it's better than a bunch of hate jabs. But yeah, I'm not really sure whether having a bunch of Scar for Scars will make a deck good, especially when you can't block much and Lightning doesn't have a lot of armor. So even decks like Bravo could actually abuse the heck out of you. Like a Dominate Spinal Crush might actually just end the game. I don't even think you have an answer to that. So I mean, Aurora is definitely not C tier. And especially not with all the influx of Rune Blade cards, new Lightning cards, and having a bunch of 0-4s makes you pretty decent. But yeah, Aurora's a balanced Cheerios Brian. Yeah, you don't have Channel Heroic, so I guess you're kind of a balanced Cheerios Brian. Alright, Kano. I am so tempted to put Kano unplayable here, but Arcane will never be unplayable, so... unfortunately, Pitch Black Kano is dead. It's like super dead. Kano high rolling is still possible. The new gem is cracked on Kano. The new Fabled. So... I mean, you get to replace your Zaps with good Zaps. There's a CNC Zap. Wildfire is still a thing, but straight up losing out on your you're a 30 HP hero, so you have to find some edge. You can't really play a value game. You have no armor. You have no you're just a wizard. Wizards have practically zero armor. And at 30 health, you can't really play defense reactions well. Playing Kano like a Boo lander is not really very good. So, unfortunately, losing Tomes is really bad for Kano. So, nothing. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest. Nothing has changed. Wildfire lesson blazing is still a crazy turn, but losing tomes really makes your kills like you your surprise kill factor is now gone. It's just not as good as before. You can't use defaults as well. You really just can't do a lot of things, and then I mean you're practically blind canoing every like turn. I don't know. I would definitely. I don't think Kano is very good at the moment. So the Kano Cyrus makes his way here. I mean, I I'm just this is my personal opinion having played the Kano deck. I actually played Kano for Pro Tour. I mean I didn't do so well, but I would factor a lot of my wins, Kano wins on like needing to hit tomes or even hitting the tomes rather than just wildfire. Oh, I hit a wildfire. It's like, that doesn't happen very often. But hitting tomes, I mean there's 6 coffees. There's a very good chance I hit a tome. So I'm sorry, I have to put Kano in CT. I really don't think he's as good as he was before. He would be in S tier if they didn't ban any freaking tomes, man. That's my honest opinion. And the new gem just makes his wildfire so cracked, but man, it's so hard. It's so hard to put Kano in a higher tier now. Oh yeah, so I have a Kano story from Manila. So I paired the Kano. So I think he had 1 E-pot on the board at that point. I hit him with I had 1 card in hand, it was a blue. So I hit him with levels of enlightenment. I have no resource floating. I have AB2. I have an arsenal. He just goes Kano, hits a depot. Kano hits a lesson. So he Kanos twice on the levels of enlightenment. Me having 1 card in hand, 1 card in arsenal. Lesson hit the depot, plays the depot. So now he has 2 cards in hand. He plays the depot, plays the lesson for 2, which I AB2. I think I had tunic as well. Yeah, I had a tunic. So he does that. He searches for a tome. Kanos that tome, draws 2 cards. Proceeds to Kano he just blind Kanos out like a gaze. Oh no, he blind Kanos. Okay, so he blind Kanos a Blazing Aether, and then he Kanos a gaze with his last card. He freaking plays the gaze. Kanos hits a tome, cracks his Spellfire Cloak, plays the Tome of Window, draws 2 cards, freaking flying Kanos again. He hits, so he has a Blazing Aether banish, he hits Wildfire, and then he Ragamuffins Head, his last card, sacks the E-pot. I think he had 2 E-pots, sorry. So he sacks the E-pots, plays the Wildfire. I AB the Wildfire because I had tunic and I had 1 resource. So I AB2 the Wildfire. I took 3, I think. And then he plays Snapback from hand for 6, and then he plays the Blazing. And then he just straight up deals out of nowhere, just deals a bunch of arcane that almost kills me. Still has Strider, still has Metal Cupper's Nose. And he still has his arsenal. And then I just died next turn. Out of nowhere, I thought he bricked, but he plays 2 tomes and then he just kills me. So that's not possible now. So if I hadn't lost that game, maybe I would have made top 8 in Manila. But that happened. So there's nothing much I can do. I mean, what I AV'd everything I could AV, so what's there to say? Yeah. So Kano is CT. Alright, moving on. I think Auxilio is very difficult hero to place in any of this. I don't think it's good enough to be in A at the moment. Until someone figures out some insane combo kill turn. But know what? Let's put Auxilio in A at for the moment. For the moment. Just because it's a lightning wizard. Lightning wizards potentially can do really, really crack stuff, especially with his signature card, the Siju. I think his Siju is crazy. As for combos, I mean, people have been blasting the Auxilio combo online. I think you can easily find it. Plays blast the Oblivion blast to Oblivion. Yeah. Gone in a flash. Plays 2 Sijus. Crack the boots with Tunic. Plays a bunch of lightning cards. Draws a bunch of cards, and then you do things like you just draw a bunch of cards. Play the Gone in a flash. Play a bunch of instants for go again using a boots that gives instant go again, the lightning greaves, and then you Voza, amp a bunch of stuff, play some arcane card and deals a bunch of damage. I mean that's all we need. But it's a very specific combo. It involves your amp like twice. You need like 2 Sijus. You also need to draw your Blast to Oblivion. I mean you could play like a bunch, but even if you have 9 copies of Blast, you have 3 copies of Siju, and you have like 3 copies of Gone in Flash, it's like 15 cards in your deck. And having to play other cards in your deck as well, I mean, drawing that combo is crazy hard. But as much as I like that combo, I think there are better ways to play. I think that's not the optimal way to build Auxilio at the moment. Whether I'm right or not, I can't tell. I don't have a list. My brain is not huge, so I really cannot figure that kind of stuff out. I mean, if someone does, I would probably understand how it works after like maybe 1 or 2 games. But at the moment, I would just put him in A just because he's a lightning wizard and arcane damage is pretty good. Most fun deck in 2024. Yeah, potentially I can see it. I can definitely see it. It reminds me a lot of like the Magic Storm decks. They play a bunch of remands, bounce a bunch of spells, play spells that draw cards, net you more mana, lets you play more cards, and then eventually you just, storm for like 20, kill your opponent. I can see Auxilio doing something like that, but I'm not sure where you go. So let's just leave it there for now. We'll see. I think there's a lot of exploring to do for Rosetta. Alright. Okay, so why is Kasa in A? Okay, let's put her here first. Okay, let's just put her there. I think she's better than a B tier hero. Unsheath is a pretty good card. So for those who have not, or for those that don't remember what Unsheath does, this is Unsheath. Where your next soul attack gets +3, and when he attacks, if it's blah blah blah, gets go again. So now, I mean, that's actually Kasa, right? Now that I look at the art, yeah, that's Kasa. So, can't get better than that, I guess. So yeah, and should make Kasa a really good deck now that you have access. I mean, you could even consider replacing Outland Skirmish. I mean, what's the copper gonna do, right? If you're not playing Outland Skirmish, then I think you can replace any other card. I mean, they can't block 3, right? Yeah, and she blocks 3 is like okay, wait, they all block 3. Never mind. I don't know what I'm tripping on, but yeah, Unsheath has just generally a better ability. You can play, Unsheath into Blade Flurry is really good, and not needing to. I mean, you could even play around Capskins now, right? Sometimes you have the reaction in hand. The guy just forces you to, He takes the gamble, he wins the gamble, and he's like, oh, I lose my go again, but it's just completely plays around the not scab skin, the Scowling Flashback. That's right. Yeah, this could and people are not expecting your first attack to be huge. So previously when you use Kasai's ability, for example, you normally use it on the second attack because like you want to fill a red card in your graveyard, but now you can play it at the start, and then now both your weapons threaten to go, and your first attack is like hitting for 5 minimum, and yeah, it's just a really good Kasai card. I mean, I can't see, like I can't see myself. I mean, I can see myself playing Kasai with Unsheath and possibly be good. Whether it be, I mean, I don't think you beat Dory on the like virtue that hatchets get more value, but I mean that doesn't make Kasai any much worse. I mean, if your other bad matchup is a deck that functions similarly to you, I mean, it can't be that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Alright, moving on. We'll go with Phi. So where would I put Phi? It's a very interesting thing. I will put Phi here actually. So, hear me out. Phi did lose out of war. That didn't matter. But there are a lot of builds of Phi. Phi is also one of the better decks anti-fatigue, if you do think about it a little bit. Emberblade is a crazy good anti-fatigue card. And I think Kodachi even, I mean, the long lost Kodachi does combo a lot with Rapture cards, so cards like Breaking Point, Lava Burst. So we might see a resurgence of Mass of Momentum Kodachi 5 with Emberblade in the sideboard or something. I don't think 5 is that bad. It's just you might not be able to beat Victor because it's basically, I mean, every time he tests of strength, it's like he's drawing off a Mass of Momentum or something, right? So yeah, but the amount of chip damage you can do, and Phi is one of the like ninjas that have access to a lot of armor as well. So I don't think you should sleep on this hero, but will he be as good as Worlds last year? Probably not. But I don't think it's that bad. Like I think losing our war does matter, especially when you're trying to push huge turns, but you could take a slightly slower turn, like slower game plan, and I think 5 would also still be decent. So I think it's something to consider. I would put him quite highly. Yeah, but yeah, and I mean, Phi is one of the few ninjas that have an actually good matchup in Prism, so what's there to say? Alright, Dash. Yes. Dash has always been good. I mean, Dash only... Okay, Dash does lose to Azalea like right now, so... But... in terms of raw power, I don't think anything... I don't even think... Like, I mean... Can Victor like Fatigue Dash, man? Fatigue Dash really good now. I mean, didn't he make finals recently in Manila? But like Dash is, I think it's definitely an S tier deck. And historically, Dash has also done well against Wizards. So who knows? I mean, I have always I like Dash, right? Dash is one of my first few decks that I've played, and I don't think Dash has ever been bad. Yes, BK is here. Hello, BK. Yes, Bash Dash is, yeah. So, unfortunately, I won't get to play this card very soon. Woo. But once she LLs, well, there's always Dash IO, so oh well. But yeah, in the meantime, before she LLs, like after week 1 or 2 from ProQuest, is he an S tier hero? Yes, I think Dash is a pretty good hero. So let's just put in S tier. Yeah, notice 2 of these heroes. Okay, you know what? I think it's better in Florence. Let's just shift it up. Okay. So yeah, and Dash has I think Dash has a pretty good matchup. Pretty slightly favored matchup in the KO as well. I mean, that's for my... I mean, I did almost lose a game to Dash, even though like he wasn't playing very well because maybe he's not very experienced. He hasn't really played Dash a lot, but the deck has a lot of power. So yeah, S tier for Dash. Which is your favorite hero right now? I want to say Verdance, but Verdance, yeah, since you're on Verdance, it's like art wise S tier. Gameplay wise, I can't even put her above Aurora. It's just so bad. I don't know. Okay, let's just put her bottom of B tier for now. I personally, I think Aurora is just. I mean, not Aurora. I think Verdance is just. Oh man, I want her to do wizard stuff, not do arcane damage and have no like. I mean, she doesn't even do a lot of arcane damage. Like, I mean, if you want me to describe Verdance in one card, hold on, let me bring it up. So, what is Verdance? Verdance is basically this card, right? So let me drag it over. This whole card is Verdance. Without this card, there's almost no reason why you should be playing this hero at the moment. I honestly rather you play Kano. So you know what? For all the Kano players out there, I am going to shift this. Hold on, let me shift this up. Alright. Okay, so for all the Kano players out there, I'm going to put Verdance here. Alright. That's what I think, okay? I think this is fair. Alright? As much as I think Kano is like copium tier, Verdance is like even more copium tier. I have no idea how you're ever going to beat like a deck like Victor. And like any like even Dory. I don't even know how you're gonna beat Dory, man. Like straight up, I mean you're blocking a bunch, but how are you even threatening the Dory deck? Like why are you threatening her with Ivy? I don't know. I do think she could be better, but not being able to play on both turns is like I can't see her doing well. That's just my take. I could be wrong, but oh man, I want to be wrong so bad. Like, if anyone can prove that Verdance is not C tier, like worse than Kano, I mean, if there is actually a deck list out there that can prove it, I'm okay to be wrong. I'm even happy to be wrong, but I just cannot see Verdance doing well, man. Oh, I don't even think she's better than Betsy, you know. Let's just move Betsy up. I actually think Betsy will beat her. That's how bad I think Verdance is. And I want to play this hero so bad. Oh, man. Oh, alright. That's my rant. Welcome to my YouTube stream. Okay, next. Riptide. So, where does Riptide go? In this economy, Riptide should be somewhere here, I think. Okay, so I think Riptide is probably still A tier. He gets a lot of, I mean, fatigue is now a very real thing now that everyone has lost access to cards that make their turn like overwhelm fatigue. So Riptide being inherently a fatigue deck makes it still very strong. The fact that you can recycle, like, or I mean your Murkbang, you get to recycle legendary traps, that's insane. And access to Abyssal Depths, I mean Quiver of Abyssal Depths, also makes the deck like just generally a fatigue deck. So while Riptide might not block the best, like traps getting 1 damage and block value and like whatever effects that you can get makes Riptide a very strong deck still. So I don't think you should underestimate Riptide in any sense. And like, yeah, you can argue like, oh, but Rhina can intimidate Riptide. It's like, bro, are you expecting Riptide to just play traps? Like, it's a ranger deck. It's just gonna 0 for 3 and then play an arrow, and it's like, alright, 11, do you want to block this card? And then the moment you block with 4 cards, it's like, oh yeah, I just traded 3 cards for 4 cards, and then like Dreadball is a hell of an equipment. how many games have you lost because you drew a movable in hand and it's like, oh, here's 11, and you're like, fuck, I can't block this. And then you take, and then, like, while there's a lace and then that movable is a dead card. Like, how many games do you have of that? Like, Riptide is insane. I think Riptide is a very good deck. And the fact that you don't even have to activate your bow to make it good, wow, it's pretty good. Yeah, I would consider Riptide as a like one of the better decks. S tier, nah, Riptide will never be S tier. I'm sorry. Rangers, I've said it once, I've said it again. When I say Rangers the best deck, it really must be really very good, and I don't think Riptide is that level. Alright, Zen. Where does Zen go? Free cards. How can you go wrong with free cards? That being said, Zen is like unfatigable at the moment. Or rather than unfatigable. Zen is very fatigable at the moment. So I think I think you can like reduce the number. Maybe you can reduce the number amount of chi in your deck. Just to make, just so that you have access to more attacks, so that your deck is like better. But there's always the, oops, I Cosmic Awakening for 20 because my deck has like 3 cheese and a Cosmic Awakening. That can happen. So I don't think Zen will ever be unplayable. And I don't even think he's C tier. So for those who are wondering why Zen is not C tier, have you ever gotten hit by the secret art on the Chase the Tail turn with Aspect of Tiger? I mean, that turn's still pretty good. Like, you can do things like what? Secret Art, Transcend, like double Transcend, gain 2 resource, Tiger, Chase the Tail, Aspect, Tiger, Chase the Tail. Seems good. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So, will Zen be irrelevant? Nah. Yeah, I think Zen is a pretty good deck. Okay, yes. Melvin's favorite, the Viceroy deck. Yes, everyone knows where this is going. So where does Viceroy go? Viceroy S tier. They really printed a lot of good M's for Rune Blades. If you missed the times of Rune and Blade like 2 years ago, now's the time to come back to play Flesh and Blood. I am considering playing Viceroy. That's how good I think Viceroy is. Whether it will work out, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a good time to play Viceroy now. I think Viceroy has a very decently favorable matchup into KO as well. So yeah. Yeah, I would put Viceroy in S tier. I think you do beat a lot of like these decks. Maybe not Azalea and Victor, maybe these two, but you do beat Rhina, you do beat Riptide, I think. I mean, 4NA is a rune break problem. Like at any point you draw 4NA, you can just chuck it in unplayable tier, but it shouldn't happen very often. And Viceroy has a lot of armor. You just can't. I don't think you can go wrong with Viceroy. Like in this current meta where you have access to so many good cards. That's just my take. I mean, again, if Viceroy doesn't do well, I'll be very surprised. But yeah, yes, the poor Katsu. You know what? I still think you're more playable than Verdance. Yeah, there's no reason to play Katsu now. You have no bonds. You have no dishonor. You're like shitty Zen. Holy crap. Wow. And I like Katsu. I played Katsu for a while. I think Katsu is very fun. I think Surging is a strong card, like Surging Whelming. It brings back so many memories. But like at the current moment, there's no way. I'm sorry, it's just yeah, unfortunate. No. Where do you go? I think you're here. Yes. Nu is, so I can touch on the Nu deck later, but Nu, why I put Nu in the A tier? I think Nu. Okay, this is Rosetta, right? So I'm putting her here because she's kind of bad into Rune Blades. Yes, you can disrupt and stuff, but then some of your disruption is not really like. I mean, it's not. We can't discount that Rune Blades now have cards like Face Purgatory, which is I think not bad, and also because Nu has problem blocking Arcane. Like, I mean, even though I put Vincent here, I think Vincent has a pretty good matchup with Nu, and Nu being a reactive deck, like I mean, Nu being a reactive deck also means you have to play cards that attack towards specific other decks. So if you're not playing, I mean, and KO is a terrible matchup, like apps like trash, and Florian I don't think it will be much better. Like this deck blocks so well, so I do not recommend playing Nu unless you're very very confident you have game plan. And like Zen is not the most popular deck now anymore, so you did lose a good matchup. Like why like Kano is not as good anymore, Prism's not as good anymore. I think like Leviathan is a terrible matchup. I think Dory is a bad matchup. Wait, did I miss out a Ragni? Oh shit. Hold on. Huh. Oh, oops. I knew I forgot a hero. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Yes, I knew I forgot something. Okay. Alright guys, it's been fixed. Yes, I completely forgot about Ragni. I knew I forgot something. Oh man. Okay, so where were we? We were on yes, Nu. So yeah, that's where I'll put Nu. I mean, it's still a good deck. I don't think Nu will ever be bad, but like the two warriors will give Nu some issues. So warriors being good again, KO being very like extremely good, Leviathan being extremely good. I wouldn't recommend Nu. And Florian, I mean, if you are perfectly willing to give Nu like excess cards, oh wow. Adult Ira how? I mean, Adult Ira's not out yet, man. It's out for Worlds, but well, we'll see. Because by then there might be more heroes than LL, so Ira could be somewhere. I don't know. So I'll probably have to like redo this entire list. Alright, Uzuri. Yeah, solid B now. When decks start blocking, you just get worse. Yeah. Now that Hyper Aggro is gone, Uzuri is not good in the mid range, I think. I mean, you could Shred, I guess. Shred is pretty good, but I don't think Uzuri is that bad, but I don't think she can compare to like. I don't think she compares very well to decks like Victor, to decks like Dory. So yeah, I think I'll put Uzuri in B. Okay, next. Enigma. Yeah, you all want to we all want me to put Enigma here, right? Yeah, I know you guys want me to, but no. Enigma is like here. Okay, why is Enigma here? Illusionists have always had issues into Rune Blades. Okay, that has never changed. That has always been around, and this will never change for a while. Even though Florian doesn't have a lot of gold again, but how are you always dealing with room chance and like big attacks? Like that's just so hard. So and besides threatening a bunch of even more damage with rune chance, I mean while you can prevent it, I don't like you have no blocks. So I just don't think Enigma will be very good. And like Dash is not a great matchup either. And your best matchup is like here. It's Victor, and that's pretty much it. And Dory, like I get the Warriors and Victor. But I don't like Enigma's chances into the Brutes because of the high roll. I don't like Enigma into Azalea. I honestly I don't even like Enigma into Nu nowadays unless you like tech for Nu. But who's gonna tech for Nu? Like what the heck? there's like this bunch of OP heroes that you have to tech for. Like if anything, I'll even bring Victor up here. You know what? Let's just bring Victor up to SC. Like, man, Victor is also so good. Do you beat Dorito? Okay, you know what? I'll just leave him here. I mean, Victor being here is like a reminder to LA, where I mean, Blue Peach had a lot of members performing very well on this hero. I think a bunch of them, I can't remember. I think it's David and Xing who went like 8-0 on Victor. So I mean, if you're going back to this meta, like isn't Victor very good? I could be wrong, but I think he's very good, and you just have to play the Dodge and Enigma Simulator. So not that bad. You even have chances into KO now that you have access to cast homes. Yeah, visit the Goldman Estate is very good. I watched Malcolm destroy Melvin yesterday on Victor. It wasn't even close. So yeah. Alright. I know you guys want me to put Arachne at unplayable tier, but unfortunately that's that close home. So Arachne will be here. I think he's still playable. It's a very good fatigue deck. Format has slowed down, so yeah. I mean, there's a lot of argument like, oh, if you want to play Assassin, you can play Nu or Usuri, but like, I mean, I don't think Arachne will ever be terrible. You have, I mean, this is your only bad matchup, right? And this one. But even then, like, it's such an annoying deck. You block so well, your attacks are so on red. You have random, like, if you're playing against a combo deck, you can put down their combo pieces, they're never going to see that card. If you screw up pitch deck, I mean, I don't understand why anyone would say Arachne is like unplayable. I mean, yes, it's not optimal, but like coercive is a card, right? So doesn't that make Arachne playable? Like, I would even say like Arachne at least has a deck. This guy has like one card. Like Singularity is or bust. Like, dude. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. This is my tier list. For those who are curious. I think there are, yes, I do think there are a lot of S tier heroes. Heroes that you should consider to play. Don't make the tier list so safe. It's not about safety, it's about, you know, these heroes are really like one above all these, man. Like, these heroes are really good. What do you want me to say? Like if you're, for me, if I'm considering going for calling, like I would consider like these two, but these are just so much better. Yes, I'm putting Victor in S tier. Like I really don't think he's in A tier. I think ordered within the tier, somewhat, I guess. I mean, I don't mind swapping these two because I've never played like Olympia, so I'm just gonna put Olympia there. Like heck, I'll even put Verdance like Biro Arachne. That's how bad I think it is. Like, okay, let's just put Verdance all the way to the bottom. Yeah, I honestly don't think I mean, Olympia might be stronger than I expect because I don't really play it, but I personally don't think like as a combo deck, I think Kano is a stronger deck than Verdun. So, yeah, I do think the tier list looks something like this. I don't think Aurora is good enough. Like, I do think Fi is actually better than Aurora because of he just blocks better. But yeah, I do think this is how I rank the heroes. Auxilio is here because it's just by virtue of being a lightning wizard, you know. Lightning wizard tends to have a lot of strengths, especially like even if you don't block, like, you might have the Zen thing. The guy gives you an opening and you just like absolutely blast him to oblivion. So that's why Auxilio is there. But I mean, realistically, it could be on a lower tier. Aurora, I guess Aurora could be higher, probably like here. Better, nah, actually Aurora is like here. Yeah, I think this is okay. I'm comfortable with this. Yeah. Unfortunately, like, I'm just a very unlucky Kano player. That's my take. I could be bad, but I mean, I don't think I'm terrible at Kano. It's just the variant's just really bad whenever I play Kano, so it's just a thing. I mean, I could be playing the deck badly. I don't know. I could be prioritizing the wrong cards. Possibly, I might not I might have not Kano'd on the right turns, even though but like the games that I've lost to Kano or even won on Kano, I feel like it's been very tome heavy. I think a lot of the games that I won on Kano is just because like I hit a tome and then like suddenly the turn goes from I don't know what to do to holy shit, I think he's dead. So not having tomes just put Kano on C tier. It do be like that. And then Prism lost Kano as a good matchup because I don't foresee having more Kanos. So, and like Prism just sucks into Victor now. You have no more tomes. What are you gonna do? Your attacks are popping, and then maybe you are good in Rune Blades, maybe. But even then, they have cards like Runic Reclamation. They have the new card that like destroy an aura. Then you have to sack a Spectra or Spectra Shield or whatever. I don't know. There's so many things that could go wrong as like playing against Rune Blades nowadays. So that's why Prism is here. But yeah, that's my tier list. So, I mean, it would be perfectly reasonable to expect me to play any of these decks for like Rosetta release in the first 2 weeks. But for Worlds, I think some of this might change. So, yeah. Okay, so you think the tier list is all? Oh, there's more. So let's talk about wait, let me get rid of this window. Let's talk about Rosetta. So this is a Rosetta, the whole Rosetta set. They've actually spoiled everything. So singing stream, no. I don't even karaoke, come on, what the heck? Okay, so I'm gonna talk a bit about Limited. So far from what I've watched, I think the format is quite open. Also, this is a very, very good card. View of the Arcana. Okay, yeah. So if Kano didn't have his Tomes ban, I think this card would be insane. I think they'll actually push Kano to LL. So, when this speech F1 is a very strong ability. Not to be underestimated, especially when Wizards, it's a Wizard card. Okay, anyway, so for Limited, I do think weapons are the strongest things in Limited. So if you watch the calling, I think 2 Rune Blades made finals, right? And guess who has weapons? The Rune Blades. So this is probably the best weapon in the set, followed by Starfall, yeah, followed by Voza, then followed by this. Okay, so the bombs in the set, I would say this is a bomb. This one, make 2 rune chance gain life, pretty good. Arc Lightning, just by virtue of giving go again. So like these stacks, I mean, it's great. Definitely will see some play in CC because of the Lightning Greaves. But this is, I would say, like if you get this, I mean, you must have a very okay. So for Sealed, I do think that statistics don't lie. Only 4 Lightning Heroes made day 2 of the Sealed Calling. So I would suggest that if you're playing Sealed, look to play Earth. Not to say you cannot play Lightning. 4 Lightning Heroes made day 2. So those 4 Lightning Heroes probably had very good Lightning pools. So unless your pool is very Lightning heavy, you should not play Lightning for Sealed. But at the pre-release, what the heck you want? You're supposed to explore the format anyway. So if you want to try Lightning, go ahead. But if you are trying to win, I guess Earth is where you should be looking at. Hint. Okay, so what else is a bomb? So this is crazy good. It blocks 3 and it's a 1/6 once you turn on the ability. So in limited Verdance it's like half the ability. So instead of like 8 is freaking difficult. Like, but 4 is a lot easier. So this card is really good. So M's that you should pick. Sigil of Brilliance, obviously when you draw cards can't go wrong. Comet Storm, Power Signator. So once your hero ability is active, this is a 2 for 6. So that's also pretty good. The Earth cards, Felling and Plow Under, like Decompose is very strong, especially if you have 4 Earth cards. Like these cards are mad insane. I'm not sure about this card. I think it's good, especially if you have Verdance, because you get to push so much damage, especially when you keep the card like an additional turn. But sometimes Florian doesn't get rune chance, so this might not be so good on Florian. But I mean, can't go wrong. It blocks 3, so I guess you just play it. Whether you should first pick this in draft, I guess. I mean, Earth block 3, can't go wrong. This card is good, just because of embodiment of Earth. So all the elemental cards I think block for 2 unless they're M, so like this is an M, so it blocks for 3. It's an M, so it blocks for 3, but even like Earth, I think most of the Earth M's block for 3, but Lightning, this doesn't block. This blocks for 2, this blocks for 3. So I mean, as you can see, the Earth cards already have like higher value in general because they all block for 3. Right, what else? A form, I mean, we are back to 3/7s. If you play heavy hitters, 3/7 is the rate you're looking for. But this is for Earth. For heavy hitters, I think everyone gets to play 3/7. Not to say you don't get to play 3/7s everyone. I mean, there's cards like what? Winter Fighting Spirit, I think. Where is it? This is generic. So if you're Lightning, you still get to play 3/7s, just less. But for Earth, you get this as a 3/7. This blocks Arcane. This is quite nice, even though I mean, you must do not Arsenal this card. Hi Gordon, you can't change your name. Yes, Broccoli Head. As mentioned by a bunch of us. I mean, it looks so nice. Like, dude, this guy is so smart. Look at him go. Yeah, Summer Spore is also crazy good. So destroying auras, I think, yeah. So Sigils are all auras. So I mean, of course you kind of don't want to destroy this too early, but there are certain auras that like embodiments you can proc them early, or I mean you can destroy the embodiments. Like what the heck? What am I saying? Like you can destroy rune chance, you can destroy embodiments. Like this card is just generally quite good. And actually it says target aura, so you can target your own. So I mean can't go wrong. This card is just good, but it's a rare. Take note. Generally, I think all the decomposed cards are good except like this. I don't think this is very good in suit. In draft, it might be decent, but I think decomposing defensively can be quite a trap because you might have to overblock too much and then you just fatigue yourself. But not to say that it's a bad card, but it might not be optimal. This will definitely see play in constructor, but if you're talking about limited, I mean the red one is obviously the best. You can even choose not to decompose. You can just arsenal in block 3. That's already very good. But if you are trying to decompose, it might not be optimal, especially if you have no graveyard. So I mean, we have to see the deck composition. Don't get me wrong, this is a very good card. Just something to think about. 3/7, Autumn Starch is back, block 3. See, all the cards are so like good. I don't know. Like Verdance is this 3/7, 2/7 for Verdance because of the life gain. Life gain matters a bit in limited because of the arcane damage. There's only like a few ways. One is use Sanctuary and the other one is use Arcane Shelter. Yeah, Arcane Shelter to prevent. So I think one of the things that Earth cards are just quite above red a little bit, especially if you get the decompose. I mean, it would be great if you can get the Earth deck to start blocking because all their cards kind of block 2 except like Autumn Starch. It's the only block 3 I think for Elemental for Earth card. I mean this is an Earth defense reaction, so yeah, I guess you can't go too wrong with this card. So you can decompose this card as well because it's Earth. But yeah, I mean this box 2, this box for 2, this box for 2, this box for 2, this box for nothing but gain 5 life. Good against Arcane, but below rate against 3/7s. So you see where I'm going with this. And CG box 2. So the general theme of Earth is of course you outlast, so you gain a bunch of life. So this gains 3 life, this gains like 5. But this Fruits of the Forest has an additional like this kind of a block 2, right? Because Arcane you can't really prevent Arcane, so it's where it is. That's how you block. So for Earth, yeah. So how you prevent Arcane on Earth is you gain back the life. That's basically it. But yeah, so Earth is blocking, gaining life, and then attacking for 2 cards. 3/7. This card in Florian makes 2 embodiments, so yeah. Okay. So this has been brought up, but would you rather Lightning Greaves use Tinkertoes art or the current art? Because I think the current Lightning Greaves art is crazy. It's like so beautiful. I just look at it. Oh, why is this card not in full art? Come on, Nemesis. Imagine like selling illusionist equipment is already like a thing. So like, why if you want to sell lightning equipment though? Like damn, this is a good art for it. Yeah. Lightning Greaves strong. I mean you just can't play in limited. So moving on. So Lightning M's block for 3. I think that's a common theme in the whole set. It's just M's block for 3. I just think this card is just not very good. But it's a lightning card, so I don't know. I don't know whether it will be good. I mean, effectively with Boza, this is like M2. But man, it's the no block and just M's one is like Kindle but bad. I don't know. Okay, so Blast is not as good. You could return an aura, so you could return your opponent's embodiments of lightning, I think. Yeah. So this could be decent. You could return your own auras, so you get the ability. So like you can get embodiment of lightning, for example. So you play the Sigil, you play blast, and you play this, and then you return the blast to your hand, and you return this, and then if you have a go again effect, your blast gets go again, etc., etc. So yeah, so lightning is about trying to chain go agains into weapon, into a big attack behind probably. Okay, it's slightly different. So for Aurora, you want to be able to use this ability, so you get to keep up pressure with your 0 for force, preferably 0 for force, and Starfall, because this is one of the few weapons in the set that is anti-fatigue. For Auxilio, you are trying to you use this in a emergency I drew too many instant situation. But mainly is this, so your Sigils also activate Voza for free, so you can in a sense cheat on resource. But yeah, you're trying to play as many lightning cards into Voza, Amp, and then get some surge effect off one of the wizard NAs. For cards like 1 for 5, create embodiment on hit, pretty good. This is pretty good as well. I mean, a lot of I think all the lightning sigils are all instant, so there's some bit of a combo. They both sigils create embodiments of lightning, so in a sense, like you can combo with like blast to return to keep your go against going. Fry is, you can ignore the block 0. It's a lightning card that has unconditional go again, so you can play anytime, and you are never blocking this card. You might not want the blue ones, but the red ones definitely yes. Hit jab, lightning hit jab, very good. Heaven's Claws is a block 3. Yes. The red one should be quite popular, so try not to pass this if you're playing lightning, I guess. I think elemental cards are also harder to come by compared to class cards, so this should be quite highly contested. So you could pick this early, then if you choose not to go lightning, then so be it. Decks are limited to 30 as usual, so yeah, so take the best cards every pack as with every draft. Second strike, conditioner go again, but might be good. And this is how lightning stops arcane, which is a bunch of which is cards like this. So lightning has no access to life gain, but they have access to this card, which is I guess this is the fruits equivalent of the lightning side, which is you can prevent the next 2 damage, so you can either block with it or you can just prevent arcane. So this card is quite flexible, so it's not bad. And the card that impressed me the most from the World Premiere is actually Flash. It's now a common. It used to be a rare in Tales of Aria. So Flash is good for a few reasons. If you manage to amp your NA, your non-attack wizard card, giving go again might have benefits. So some of them include this one, gaining resource, or this one, it's this one, drawing cards. So giving go against the cards like this will actually might benefit you quite a bit. Or you can just you amp for go again, you amp and then I don't know, get some of your this kind of effects with go again, and then you can close with another one of these effects, like a bunch of 0 for 3s. There are a lot of them. Even this, you can just amp this for the go again if you don't have flash, but it's amp into, you can flash into weapon into this, and then you go to the bottom, you go again, you can do a lot of other things. So yeah, okay. And this Nimblism, can't go wrong with Nimblism. Lightning Nimblism. Okay, moving on. Stuff out. It's I don't know. This card makes me so sad in CC because it doesn't like, I mean, moderate tide now it gives this like so much value. Of course it works the best with pizza, right? When you play this after NA, you get like you make the rune chant, and then sometimes sometimes that rune chant won't do much, but if you hit you can destroy it, so you force you to discard. So this guy is crazy good. Also you can destroy an aura, so who knows, I mean you can destroy one of your random CGs that are all auras. Go again if you create an aura. Quite good. To be perfectly honest, I don't know how like these M's work because I haven't seen them like played in limited, but I'm assuming they are pretty decent because like if you have that arcane damage and then you can sneak this in for the extra like go again. So in a sense, like even Florian has a chance to like gain action points. I think those are pretty good. And if you get like overpower to push damage, like I mean specifically it had to be Runeblade, but overpower to push damage and give go again with the Rockwood, I don't like, and you can just use this to activate it as well. I think this card can be quite insane, especially if you like hit a high note. 6 overpower go again in limited. Wow, it's quite good. Yeah. So this has 2 triggers. It is also a 3/7. So if you're playing Runeblade, don't despair. You can have the same thing. So this has 2 effects. So when you attack, you can destroy a rune chant to make a rune chant, and then when you hit, you can destroy the rune chant to make another rune chant. So in a sense, if you're playing Florian, you can actually like rune chant scam. Is that like one of the ways to put it? And in what the other one? In Aurora, you can destroy your auras for go again. You can get the embodiment back, so maybe you can chain into even more attacks. Who knows? Yeah, I mean the applications are there, and yeah, and the rune chant. I mean, you don't have to trigger it. Like it's a Mei. You can don't destroy anything. So yeah, block cards generally very good in this set. That's why they're M's. Overpower, so ways to stick damage through without needing to play arcane cards. Condemn is more of a CC card, but yeah, not much benefit in limited, I think. I guess if your opponent has a Millennium Tree, this is quite good. I'm just kidding. There are definitely applications for like, I mean, it's 1 for 3 that buffs. I mean, it's like a way for Earth cards to go wide, so not bad. Oh yes, so this card is very good in Florian for the obvious synergy with your hero ability. Is a 0 for 5. So I think trying to sneak like small incremental ways of like small incremental advantages is like very good in this limited set. It's like in a sense you can outmath your opponent. So yeah, this card not bad. Enjoy. Me and Greed. Yeah. Just be careful about the Sanctuary. Sanctuary is the Sanctuary makes like cards like this kinda iffy sometimes, cause you might not do the arcane. Arcane cutting, high risk high reward combos with certain other cards like this. Good in Florian, self-explanatory. Oh yes, this card. So this and this. This is a very good Florian card. This is yeah, Yeah, this is also a very good Florian card. So generally, you see where I'm going with this. Aurora has to play more lightning cards than Rubric cards. Not to say she can't play all these, because these are also Rubric cards. You can always play them. This is 2 for 5 in Aurora, but it's like a 3 for 9 in Florian. So yeah. Okay, as for Wizards, okay, so Wizards wise, I think the main thing to take note is this is your main anti-fatigue plan. If you have a deck full of these, like Verdans get to end for like basically free. You can go into an end game loop of activate stuff into Perennial item loop. You make the embodiment, you block better, and you get to loop. So that's one of the ways you can win on Verdans in limited. As for Auxilio, you're just trying to do this, except use your weapon. If you have to play this, then I mean it's a luxury, but generally you want to play lightning cards, activate your weapon, get a surge effect, and yeah. Okay. As for M's, this is a crazy good M, honestly. But yeah, this also not bad. There are a lot of auras in the set. Please don't play this. The generics are all very good. They're all on red and they have abilities. So I'm not sure where I'm going with this card. So I mean it's rare lah. So I don't even think you can high pick it too much. This is self-explanatory. This is the Sing Below of the set. So it's an arcane set, so you're definitely taking arcane damage at some point. So this is your Sing Below. The red one should be pretty good, but yeah. If you're taking 3 damage, I guess it's pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much like what the heroes, like what to look out for in limited. I would make more limited content, I guess, after I play the set more. So maybe in a future video I cover more about it. But anyway, in terms of hero strength, of course Florian is the strongest limited hero. I think Auxilio and Aurora and Verdans are slightly lower on the power level, but I wouldn't say the format is solved. So like, don't end up having like 4 or 5 Florians just because you think this is the best hero. I think there's like ways to play Aurora, Auxilio, Verdans for them to be good in limited. So yeah. Okay. I think that's all for today. I can't think of anything else to say. So does anyone like have anything they want to ask other than like, I think Gordon? Yes, Gordon, do you want to say something? No? Anyone? I got water, don't worry. Sing? Melvin, this is not a karaoke stream. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, I guess I'll see you next stream. Probably will play some Talisha games by then. I think they just coded everything in, so yay! Look forward to that, I guess. But yeah. Okay, I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everyone who showed up. I think there's like a bunch of you guys. Thank you. yeah, hopefully in future I'll stream more gameplay, stream my thoughts once everything stabilizes, maybe talk about my Leon trip coming up, which I'm going for. uh so yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.